You set a really low bar. Huh.
I mean, you already fumbled once. May as well.
I was gonna say, what's the low bar? How badly Pascal fucks something up?
So let's.
I think like that's been the entire show so far, right?
Right.
Let's talk
I've
about
made some amazing rules, but no one, remembers those. They just remember all the times that he's fucked things up for the team.
Yeah, of course. Why not?
It's like the stories where like you read a story and like there's like the hero characters and then like the kind of fuck up, and everyone thinks they're the hero characters when in actuality they are the fuck ups.
Mm-hmm.
Like the writer's trying to shine lights on problems, but
during the break, I reached the Twitch 2,000 hours of streaming.
nice.
Oh, nice.
Well done.
Congrats.
Well, the next level is I need to hit 75 viewers simultaneously on average for a whole month.
And also got a random bot banned from the chat. So
Well, no, I just do that all the time now.
Oh.
You are approaching this young fashionista.
So when Bishop
slurping on her, orange Julius type.
So when Bishop tells me that, I, immediately stop walking and look at him and say, all right, here's what I got told. This young woman approached my network looking for Pascal, the man who can find anything. She paid 1,000 Eurobucks in bribes to get it to my level.
No, that was your cut of the bribes.
Well, my cut was 600, so I was assuming it was 1,000.
No, it's a lot more than that. She paid a lot of bribes.
Okay.
You've been spreading that cheddar.
I would know how much
a few thousand.
Okay. She had to have paid $3,000 in bribes to get it to my level. I assumed this was the usual, given her age. This was just a paternity suit. She needs to find her rich bio daddy. That's what I thought I was walking into. You've just made this a whole new thing. I have to only guess she is here to find you.
Well,
what do you want to do?
According to the police network, she's burned in Night City. So let me hang back for the moment. I will signal you on your phone if I'm going to approach, but I just want to hear what she wants to say first.
Very well. So Pascal approaches her alone. Was he given a name? I don't.
No, probably like Miss Walsh.
Okay. So he just walks up to her and says, Miss Walsh.
So she turns to look at you and then does that anime style hit bend to look at you, lowers her glasses, and you see that her eyes are entirely synthetic. She's had them replaced with cyber eyes that look nearly perfectly, almost exactly like regular human eyes, with the exception that her pupils are pink hearts.
Nice.
And she goes,
I quickly turn my cyber eyes to pink hearts.
All right.
I feel it's one of those really confusing statements. Say almost like it's like saying he looks almost human except for the fact his lower half of his body is a crab.
Well,
it's so far out there as to completely destroy the first half of the sentence.
It's not like she's wearing a VR visor or looks like Geordie LaForge. She doesn't have the thing, I guess the major from Ghost in the Shell. Her eyes look real. If you weren't looking directly in the pupils, they'd look entirely human.
Wow, you look really normal except for that
my mirror, my eyes stay mirrored, but I'll get a little heart in the middle of them, and then it goes away. Shall we get a table?
Sure,
and we
neat
can
trick.
Talk. Thank you.
All right, she goes in and orders the same thing she already has.
So how much anime are you watching this season?
Well, none, but next week is vacation, so I need to catch up on the last 2 seasons.
Pascal gets his
finally beat Last of Us 2.
Pascal
Are
gets
you
his
going to
usual
sleep
nomad.
at all?
No,
Arthur?
no, I'm on a vacation so fucking... I have so many TTRPG books to read, campaigns to plan. Sleep is for people that aren't as busy as I am at not being good at things.
You're going to come back more tired and less happy than when you left.
That's
by the
impossible.
sounds of it.
Impossible,
I'm ready to run 4 new games, and I hate them all already.
Yeah. Yeah, Glimo, you are the MLM. You're literally like, in order to contact me, she has to pay in at the $3,000 level.
What did you say before? I said that I felt like when we got to...
We were going for Amway.
Amway, yeah.
Well,
Oh my god, these fixes are just like OnlyFans owners. It's just like, hey, want to get that Snapchat?
If you buy in now, you get this sweet wooden ship. I want that.
So I'm listening with Cyber Audio.
Well, you noticed that in last episode, when she was just looking around for me, I completely blew it off. It wasn't until she started paying some money upstairs. Oh, well, now you've got my attention.
Okay.
Oh, you got some Tupperware needs, huh?
So Pascal gets his nomad and then sits down at the table with her. I'm taking my 5 eddies off for that.
Yeah.
Says,
She noisily is slurping at her last drink. And she's just like looking outside at everybody moving around.
So,
Yeah.
what can I do for you?
Well, I'm looking for somebody.
Okay.
She slides
Who
you
you-
several codecs. You know, like no Polaroids, right? She like instant print.
Mhm.
It's a necklace. She's wearing the necklace, but it's been like digitally enhanced. And she says, he has this necklace. His name's Nicholas Walsh.
Do I recognize the necklace?
I don't know that we've ever seen Bishop with the necklace. Bishop, what do you do with the necklace?
I think that I wear it, so it really depends on.
Yeah,
I mean,
100%. He's actually wearing it right now outside. You just saw him with it.
Probably under a shirt, like under the shirt collar, but otherwise visible. Yeah.
Is this like one of those like screens you got like the booths? So it's like Pascal,
Yeah, he's sitting at the next booth over.
and then Bishop, and he's got like the necklace on. Well,
So apparently he got some shine.
The waitress
job.
walks up. The waitress walks up and is like, "Nice necklace, honey. What can I get for you?"
Got some body sculpting done.
And
He's probably works in a very rough but prestigious. Keep an eye on law enforcement.
And,
He's probably working for them.
and who is this guy to you?
Oh, well, he's my older brother. He had to leave home unexpectedly when he uncovered some corruption in the local Megacorp. And, well, you know, my family might have been a little bit involved with it. So I'm just worried that my older sister and his twin and then my older brother and my parents are all going to launch one at a time, like increasingly more difficult assassins to defeat him until my parents spend the 2 best in the world. They're into that kind of dramatic samurai Chanbara kind of thing. I just want to see that he's safe, you know?
Bishop is Scott Pilgrim.
So,
Yeah,
My evil ex-family.
he's a good guy, okay? You know, he was a cop, he did his job, he reported corruption, and they burned him. They burned him. And you know, I just want to help him solve it.
What makes you think he's in Redline?
I've just been tracking, you know, various people, and I've been throwing money around from my parents' accounts, and it's kind of led me here. You know what they say, follow the money.
And what made you think that I can find him?
Well, I tried to bribe or intimidate some of the local cops, but, you know, Arasaka's name is only good in about half this city. And actually, I'm wanted in Arasaka territory, so Medtech isn't exactly thrilled with me. I had to go outside the law, and people say that you're pretty much the king of scum.
I'll send Pascal a text that I'm coming over. So
Okay, as you come over, she
Well-
doesn't even look at you. She just assumes that you're the muscle.
Well, Miss Walsh, this is your lucky day.
You know of
Felicity.
my brother.
I'll sit down.
Okay. She starts handing you handwritten notes to give to her brother. She's like, all right, look, here's the deal. I've written down the details of the assassins that are incoming and everything I know about the conspiracy and where he can get in contact with me. Just make sure he gets these, okay?
Felicity.
Yes? Why is your bodyguard?
At this point, I just slide the notes over to Bishop. I believe
I'll
these
like
belong to you.
pull the necklace out from under my shirt, that sort of thing, you know.
Okay, she's just like, you killed my brother?
I am your brother. I've had some work done to avoid the police.
Yeah, your brother. All right, so I want to be clear.
Search your feelings. You know it.
Yeah, it takes her a few seconds to process this. At which point, the plastic cup that she's drinking out of, slowly is crushed down to oblivion. She grabs her still fresh, full one and starts sipping from it as she's looking at you and says, "Ew, ew, ew, ew. You need to get that reversed." How's it going?
Look, this seems like it might be a family thing.
She immediately, as soon as you start talking, she punches Bishop in the shoulder and then goes, "Ow!"
I'll switch to family cat. No, I'm just kidding.
I'm gonna.
So I'll take my finder's fee of
take a little-
10,000 euro bucks, and I'll be on my way.
I was going to say, you should tell her, for 1,000 euros, I'll get him for you right away.
He missed out on that payment.
At this moment, Mash comes flying through the door. He's got his new daytime TV show where he finds people's family. Like Maury.
Yeah, I was going to say Mash Povitz, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to move down to the other side.
All right, she ignores you.
When
She
you
didn't get
finish
everything
up
you're
here,
saying
we've
about
got
she
that
doesn't
10
care.
o'clock.
Yeah.
So what happened to you in Night City?
And Pascal gets up and leaves.
Your ID's burned by police.
Yeah, so it turns out Arasaka doesn't like it when you leave the arcology without permission. You know, Dad, he's always trying to overthrow his boss. I mean, his the family and the secrets and the lies and trying to rise up through the corporate ranks. They really just threw you under the bus, and I've been looking for you everywhere. Where have you been?
I've been here. We've been working as you said it yourself, hired muscle. Bounty hunting for the police. I'm working for a corp contact here, not a Megacorp, but they're getting there.
Okay, well, here's some notes. Obviously all of our siblings hate you, especially your twin.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah, I'm fine. Actually, I'm going to go home after this, so, I'll probably get a shuttle back to Night City after this, and...
There's no issue with warrant?
I'm sure Dad will make it go away. I mean, that's what corruption is for, after all.
Does he know where you are?
Hopefully not. I mean, I have been spending his money everywhere, but...
I mean, does he know why you came?
Probably not. I've been doing the tourist thing, and she points to her. I love Night City.
Redline City, new Redline.
Oh yeah, fanny pack. I just thought I'd get out once in my life, make sure that you weren't instantly killed by our family by being shot in the back in a dark alley when you weren't looking.
Well, look, let me give you a number. It took a while to build a new identity so I could get things like services.
That's probably not smart. The less that I know, the better. But
all right. Well, how about this? If you need to reach me, just use Pascal again.
Okay. Yeah, that works. I'll just put him in my phone as some sort of tour guide manager. No one will think twice about that.
All right, look, I'd like to walk you back to wherever it is you got to get the shuttle from, but we have another meeting coming up.
Oh, you work with him?
Yeah.
What's that like?
It make ends meet. I mean, it's nothing like life back in NC, but it's life here.
Oh, okay, because he seems like he's kind of like a soulless husk. You know, not in the way that like Arasaka managers are, but like an actual person without any level of morals.
It's all a show.
Oh, okay. You just seem, you know, the dead eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a
Well,
show.
I mean, he did put us in contact, and he didn't even ask for money, so that worked out great for me.
Well, it's a happy coincidence anyway.
Yeah, that's so weird. Look, you really need to be careful, okay? I mean, there could be 4 or more assassins on their way here. And, I mean, you know Arasaka, they're going to be giving these people the best experimental tech. I'm trying to clear things up back home, but, you know, I don't have enough corporate power yet. I'm working on it.
I'll tell you what. Each one I find, I'll send a piece of their cyberware back to Dad, so he knows. Hopefully, he gets the idea soon enough that
she
he's
rolls
just
her
wasting
eyes.
his
She's
money.
just like, yeah, you're definitely a Walsh, that's for sure. Straight out of a samurai epic.
Look, I thank you for coming out this way. You had me worried that you were in trouble, but I'm glad you're okay.
She rolls her eyes and like threatens you with her drink and says, "You're in trouble. I'm fine."
All right, I'll take care of this. I'll hold the list. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. All right. She hands you over a bunch of handwritten notes and calls for a cab. Glimo, you've got like 45 minutes until your next appointment arrives. You just gonna sip on coffee and keep asking for refills?
Yep.
All right. Witcher style, sitting
up
and waiting a
until,
meditation.
If Bishop comes over before, you know,
Yeah, once he goes, I'll join him.
then
I thought you were gonna say the Witcher style. When the waitress comes over, you do the nod that you want to start playing with. That lasts just unbearably too long every time.
so I'll just look at Bishop and say, "Everything okay?"
Yeah, actually, everything's under control. It's nothing. It's just some assassins.
If it's anything like Valhalla, you're okay.
I was worried about my sister, but she's all right. She's going to get a bit of trouble. But the only risk is that she leads other people back to me here. But that happens. I'll just move again, step somewhere else. But hopefully, I can deal with whatever my family wants to throw at me. I put the list down on the table. Maybe I don't know if you want to see if you can find any of these guys. Knowing where they're coming from will help me when they do it to finally turn up.
Okay. Are these names that are known to me, AP, or do I have to do?
I think Streetwise.
Streetwise
is going to be the skill we use to identify criminal consortiums.
I can roll it too. I've got Streetwise.
Sure.
I've got Street Deal, so I did an 18 Street Deal.
Oh, I fumbled my. Oh no, I didn't. So I rolled a 10 then a 1.
Yeah, you when it's blue, that means
blue.
that you got a 10. Okay. You don't. The two of you put your heads together. You don't know too much about the rest of the list. Like, there's only like half remembered details, and maybe more information will come out later. But you do recognize the first name on the list, who's being sent by your older sister. his name is Hack, with a Q, HACQ, and he is famous for taunting his victims by sending them a white arrow with a ribbon tied to it and challenging them to a midnight like longbow arrow fight across two tall buildings. And people who refuse, he finds them in the middle of the night in their like place that they sleep and cuts them into pieces. People who
I was
accept
about to say, he doesn't sound like a very good assassin.
yeah, like he's really good at assassinating people who don't agree to his really weird dual terms.
You and me, we're going to fight on top of moving garbage cans while the audience throws water balloons at us. If you fall into the water, you lose 30 points.
Have you ever heard the game Fall Guys? This is the 2-player version.
You see that XQC got banned because of what he did during Fall Guys?
No, I don't care about most
Oh
big
man,
streamers.
no, it's incredible. He cheated by stream sniping in the middle of a tournament, and they were like, "Well, you're banned from Twitch now, dumbass."
Oh, was that?
Yeah,
Okay.
and they made him give the money back. Oh, idiot.
Oh, he's literally the most popular streamer on the
Also,
channel.
now that I have my new gun, I give Bishop back his loaner Armalite 44.
He pulled off a dead guy.
Yep.
Okay, so the other information you all can find out is that your older brother is sending someone after you who uses like cybernetic. In order to use it, you need to have cybernetic arms and a cybernetic leg to work the stirrup of a massive new Arasaka prototype super crossbow. Essentially, it's like a mini ballista that launches like a thin metal piling that will cut like instantly through a human body.
It's a medieval railgun.
Yes. I mean, it's not a railgun. Let's be very clear. It is a crossbow, but it requires cybernetic level force to use.
Use one hand on and another cybernetic. You heat up the tungsten rod with your hand, and then you let it fly.
Your twin sister is sending an explosives expert after you, and
Nice. Everyone gets their own family assassin. That's pretty awesome.
Yep. And your parents, it's not clear what they're sending, but they are sending a pair of assassins after you.
They're sending the butlers.
And they will, according to these notes, come at you one at a time with increasing level of difficulty to kill you and remove the stain of your dishonor from the family
How
rules.
sporting of them.
Now I honestly just want to see John Wick, but Seinfeld.
Cool.
Yeah, it would just be him.
I feel like I'm gonna have to
cleaning his
watch
gun
all
over
the
and
John
over
Wick
again.
movies at some point to understand what is going on.
When I shoot now, I have my gun right up my chest when I'm shooting. It's just John Wick
Okay,
style.
Tom Cruise, calm down.
Run down the hall like Kramer, and then shoot like John Wick.
Sleeping under a table like George Costanza.
Yep.
First one in, last one to leave.
Pascal,
Yeah, I think I'm
Yes.
back.
at this moment, your contact Lance Hardwood arrives. He identifies himself once again by pulling out his leather folio and badge and then ID and says, "Who's the muscle?"
My bodyguard.
Oh, well, it probably would have been wiser to bring a lawyer, but okay.
You've been served. Here you go. And then he walks away.
Pascal, Jade, you've been served.
He doesn't like to be handed things.
I'm curious. Does your cop chip light up when you see this guy?
He is a law enforcement officer. He has no warrants, so
If this dad doesn't immediately order a double, he's not a Canadian.
okay, he does exactly what Drumurboy says.
Oh, is this a Tim Hortons, is it?
Yeah, Drummer, you control all Canadians in this universe, apparently.
Yeah. Everyone's decent.
Yeah, okay. I don't think
Like-
I've seen Canadian politics. I don't know about that, man.
No, I control all Canadians, and I think I'm
okay.
decent. So
All right.
fuck
Well,
you.
yeah. All right. You got me on that one. Mr. Pascal. Mr. Pascal Jaden. I wanted to note that this interview at this time is informal and you have not been charged with anything. This is, of course, the United States of America, and you have a number of rights that you are allowed. I am, of course, a foreign agent. I am on soil with authorization, but you can get up and leave at any time.
Okay.
What can I do for you, Mr. Harwood?
One quick Canadian addendum. His heavy jacket, it's plaid.
No, it's not. It's black.
Nope,
No,
it's plaid.
it's black on the outside, but it's got plaid in.
Yeah, it's got like
No, maybe I'll give you a plaid collar liner, okay? Like something to keep your neck warm. Yeah. He says, well, first let me talk about what I can do for you as an enticement. I understand you and your foster brother have a adversarial relationship. I'm sure you know which one I'm talking about in particular.
Go on.
I mean, there are corporate offices of Lawson Wellness in the Commonwealth. The current contract for that is expiring. I am, of course, with Health and Human Services. I can, with your cooperation, ensure that that business is shut down throughout the Commonwealth.
Giggity.
And what's the stick?
We're looking for someone.
His name. His name is Nicholas Wallace. Have you seen him?
Here's a picture of the necklace his sister gave him. We're looking for someone.
I'm good at finding people.
Well, excellent. We're looking for young street trash, sort of Ripper Doc character by the name of Coltan Bonez, Dr. Coltan Bonez. Murderer, salvager, pirate, scavenger.
Philanthropist.
He committed several
Just like dead fit.
felony level offenses in your country in regards to medical malpractice and attempted to foist it off on a member of your government. That's why your government has asked me to make this offer. We have something that you want, and you have something that we want. You're a man who can find people, and your name has been linked to Mr. Bonez, either directly or indirectly, several times.
Do you have a fixer name, Pascal?
Pascal's fixer name is Pascal.
Pascal's Fisker name is
Okay.
Pascal. It's not.
So
his
you
real
should
name.
change it to the fingering.
What?
So Pascal kind of looks at him and says, I think you misunderstand. I'm not a missing persons expert. I deal in other things.
Well, very well. I won't take up any more of your time. Gets up and holds a hand out to you. I was really hoping our enticement would encourage you to use that entrepreneurial American spirit that you Yanks so fond of.
This isn't what I do. Now, we can talk about something, but it's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fast, and it's not going to be cheap.
Oh, I've named the price that our government is willing to pay. Considerable
Sorry.
amount of tax money could be lost.
Sorry, Mr.
Hardwood, Lance Hardwood.
just
He
happens I
gets
actually,
out his
yeah.
identifying portfolio again.
Yeah. I am a bounty hunter in
I
this
see.
city. So if you're looking for an individual, I may be able to assist.
It's not so much the... We could get many bounty hunters. With Mr. Pascal Jaden, the price can be paid easily for us.
So I'm asking this as a player to a GM.
Yeah.
Does Pascal know about the other Coltan bones, or is that just, a
But
weird
you
thing?
know, just pretend that never happened, okay?
Okay, I just, because
This
otherwise
is-
I was going to
this is the Coltan bones he's looking
I was going to
for.
give the wrong Coltan bones
That
to these
that
guys.
was a
but if that's-
misunderstanding from me in the first episode.
Battletech space
if-
magic.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was actually Rapier shows up. He's just like, I've got a chart, man.
But if that's not a thing, then that's fine. And what would what sort of time is this Bones individual facing if I turn him into your not so tender embrace?
Well, let me be clear. Canadian Health and Human Services wants nothing with him. It's your government who's seeking him. We would simply turn him over to federal law enforcement officials to do due diligence.
I see.
Now, maybe this is all a misunderstanding, but my understanding of the case is that pretty clear-cut case of malfeasance in a medical clinic while he was doing his internship. This sort of man really should not be practicing medicine at all.
I know even less about the practice of medicine than I know about finding people.
He gives you a
you'll
look that
have-
indicates
you'll
that you're
have to
full of shit
excuse me.
because you're a black market cyberware dealer. So he
Well,
gives you a significant NPC glance.
well, okay, well,
Does your shirt say Sons of Gygax?
it does say
Oh my
it says
God.
Sons of Gygax and House Ravenloft.
Oh boy, Sam Crow's dying over here.
You triggered me with that Gygax statement. by the way.
and I don't have my camera reversed this time. And D20 with a lich. Anyway, Pascal kind of, just kind of looks at him and says, well, this isn't what I normally do. It would take quite a bit of time.
Well, these contracts will need to be finished in the next month, so if you'd like to be paid, I suggest you work quickly. Sooner is better. You know how it is in government.
I understand. But I'll call you if I can find something, but as I said, this is not my normal line of work.
I hear there's a bounty hunter for hire nearby. So he's been holding his hand out for you to shake for some time. And he gives you one last here I am, please shake my hand before I walk away dramatically.
Pascal does not shake his hand.
He walks away dramatically, exiting the coffee shop into the spring weather of New Redline's upper deck. I assume that there's lots of Cyberpunk style steam as he walks away, and a light drizzle. It's cold.
He absentmindedly bangs his knee on the door on the way out and apologizes to the door.
Both Pascal and Bishop have augmented hearing, so I just sub-vocalize at him. So, looks like we have a lot to talk about with the team.
Indeed. we should probably try and convene something this evening. I know that we only quite a bit one last night, but I think conversation should be had.
As the two of you are exiting, we get the typical cyberpunk street scene, you know, extremely unnecessarily expensive cars, mobile noodle shops that are barely running. But there is a giant ad of Mash Nathers wearing a Project Limelight headset as he smiles at the camera and says, "I'm Mash Nathers, and I'm here to tell you that Project Limelight is going to change your life. I use it all the time." What did you call your fans? The potatoes?
Potato tots.
The tater tots love it. Now you can experience your life the same way I experience mine. Project Limelight.
Half a mile at a time.
I just kind of look at Bishop and say,
A quarter mile at a
I
time.
shouldn't have saved his fucking life. as we walk off to the subway.
God rest his
Okay.
soul.
What do you guys do next? Coltan, you got anything you want to do? We've been a little light on the Coltanishness.
I mean, eventually we will call the team and converge a dinner meeting.
I like that that's how this group has evolved into. It's the opposite of Warhammer 40k, where everyone dreads the meetings and we never eat anything at them.
Oh, look, I mean, I wish I knew about Among Us when we first started 40k, because I would have made analogies to the emergency button every time Nero pushes the emergency button to call an emergency meeting.
Listen, that's a thing Nero would install to summon all the ship's officers.
Except that you'd press it once and then you'd wait several hours for them
For people
make
to
their
arrive
way.
by golf cart or by foot. Coltan, do you have anything independently you want to do before the group gets together, just to represent the time throughout the last couple of days?
No, like maybe
Okay.
dig a little bit or ask Dante if he wanted that information we gathered last time.
Oh, interesting. Okay, so Dante forwards you some findings based on model number 0-03 EBM.
Mm-hmm.
That this guy's like, he's at a negative humanity level essentially, but what's holding him together is a sort of combination of his own like human morality, a autonomous program that whenever he like detects a certain amount of threat and his body would normally release adrenaline and other stress hormones, like the program is set to kick in and like analyze threat levels, and then further elevate it to summoning a netrunner to basically ride his body. That this guy is basically, he's not a prototype for Project Voodoo, like he is a production model version of them.
Interesting.
So they have not been able to reverse engineer the technology. It's black box pretty hard. But they understand, like, in general how it works, and they're trying to figure out a way to like break it, like to stop the signals from going in or out without like shutting down an entire city worth of ECM. You know, like a virus or something.
Fair. So it's fair to assume that these other deaths, if they are voodoo, then
right, there are
also
probably like
active
5
models.
or more other models out there. And that's just from that time frame, right? Like they could conceivably still be producing more models, but that first run, there were probably 5 others.
Right. So if they're unique, we could potentially be able to track any uniqueness.
Oh, interesting. You want to make a roll on that? By the way, you're it's been
My
long enough,
Cybertech's
so
done.
your Cybertech has fully set in.
I've already done that.
Okay.
If I'm going to suggest that and that's Cybertech, then I'll roll it.
Okay, go ahead. I mean, you can't get any experience for it, but you can learn more knowledge.
21.
Yeah, you needed a 20, so perfect. Your knowledge of programming is not strong, I think. Do you actually have the programming skill?
No.
No. then you know that the technology for this is pretty rare. And then if you had somebody in the know-how, like tracking shipments of this kind of stuff would allow you to pinpoint. Like a lot of this stuff has to be replaced regularly, like maintenance wise, because it's really hard on the body to keep that much cyberware working.
Well, I'd probably
like
it'd
this
go back
guy
to-
literally had like 50 pieces of cyberware in his body. He was basically like a walking time bomb.
Yeah, it'd probably be like a story from South America about like being able to sniff out a certain strain of uranium, like a weapons grade thing that they would power something with.
Yeah.
It's like if it's something
like so there are rare earth metals, unique rare earth metals involved in the voodoo construct that you could potentially set. You could say, well, for instance, Pascal, you could be like, hey, Pascal, we're looking to track someone who's been dealing in these lately.
That's where it's like, I'm not going to say we're going to do it. I'm going to say this is an idea that we used in South America. I know that you don't want anything that can be traced back to you. But if we get burned and we have all the information, all your eggs are in one basket. I don't think that's wise.
Okay, yeah, like Dante's impressed by your forward thinking. He sends you back a electronic mail that arrives 5 minutes later that says something like, I'm not used to having employees that are good at their jobs with independent forward thought that aren't trying to kill me and take over my empire. Continue this project as you see fit. You seem to have a good grasp of what's going on. Keep up the good work. Are you in the office when this happens?
Probably.
Okay, like several minutes later, you hear someone shouting, "No! I swear! I could have got those findings too if I had enough time!" Ah!
Just like
a Coltan, who was the one who was the most scared of getting thrown off the roof, is now like Dante's best friend.
Yeah, like the idea that he's the new right-hand man. He's the point man for the group. Listen, you gotta have an idea, guy. You know, back in the day, Odin had an executioner, not just to execute people, but ideas, but also people. I'd like you to be my executioner.
Oh, man. But yeah, that's what Colton's been doing.
Okay, Pascal.
Also,
you
he's
press the button.
completely-
Emergency meeting. Where do you all gather?
Colton's also completely forgotten about this lunatic bitch who humiliated him. He thought she was dead.
Josiah? Yeah.
Yeah, he thought she was dead or something, or at least dead to him.
What's interesting is Mash knew she was alive as well. He never said anything. Where do you
Because
meet?
in Colton's
Ash
eyes,
didn't care much about
it's her
anything.
fault. She embarrassed him.
Yes, yes, exactly. You took the blame for her mistake. Pascal, where is this meeting? Where's the button take us? What's your cafeteria?
The tapas restaurant.
Ah,
I was going
okay.
to suggest either tapas or the office. That
All
was,
right,
one of
yeah.
the-
It's afternoon at the Ban Morta Memorial Tower, and the tapas is now freshly, the lunch version is rolling out.
Also, that slice of bologna finally said hello world.
I don't know what's happening in your little. If this was an anime, that would be the omake scene that plays at the end of every episode. Is
Cybertech's
following you and your attempts to make bologna sentient.
That's my Cybertech level 3, man.
You're a mad genius.
Did you ever watch like Ghost in the Shell Standalone Complex, Arthur?
Is that the old one, or is that the newer old one, or is it the new one?
Well, they've redone it recently, but it's got the thing with the
I know they've
weird
redone it several times.
the weird tanks with like high pitched girls' voices that are like
No, I haven't seen that one. Then I've only
Okay,
seen
no
the
worries.
old one.
Okay.
What you're saying now makes me want to watch standalone.
Yeah,
Complex.
they've got these weird.
Is
sort
it
of
like
yeah,
anime?
tank-
What is this?
It's like
They're
these
like,
weird sort
stop
of like
resisting.
It's like they're weird tank drones, like that have the voices of schoolgirls.
Yeah.
So
Stop resisting. Put
God,
your
get in
weapons
trouble all
down.
the time.
Have a
So
I
kawaii
haven't seen
day.
Standalone Complex in like 20 years.
They released a game for it that was actually pretty decent. That free to play thing.
Stop resisting, senpai.
The movie was not so good.
I'll find some YouTube videos to send you, Arthur, so you know what I'm talking
I
about.
feel
But
like
it's one of-
50% of the movie was great, and then the other 50% with Scarlett Johansson was not so good.
I honestly don't remember any of it.
The live action movie?
Yeah.
Oh,
I watched
I
it in
thought you were
cinemas.
talking- oh,
No,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
talking about the
the
live
anime.
action movie with Scarlett Johansson as the major.
All
Yeah,
I,
no, that's the one I talked about.
all I remember
And
about,
and I remember, yeah. Sorry, go on.
all I remember about that movie is the memes afterward when like Scarlett Johansson was mad about something and everyone was memeing on it that she was mad she couldn't play an Asian woman.
Wow.
It was
I
for
mean-
Mulan. That's what it was. Casting for Mulan.
So there was like, no, everyone got so upset about that, but it's just like, yeah, she's an Asian woman inside of a German android.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? How is it so hard to understand?
It's just like an anime or like a Japanese cultural icon of that style of animation.
It was just fucking weird, man.
But that's the actual story. She's like a
Yes.
European android. Like, how does that fucking?
It was just
Anyway,
weird.
It doesn't matter.
The whole movie was weird. The Japanese actors were actually pretty good, though.
Yeah.
I like their performance. Like her boss or whatever, I think, was pretty good. But anyway, you are at the tapas restaurant. There's lots of things being served in like grape leaf, rice, like a flight of curries. That's what I'm looking for. A flight. I was gonna say an assortment. A flight of curries, various kinds of chicken, and they've also got a guy going around doing I don't remember what they call Brazilians. Moderno. He's like cutting apart Brazilian beef. The beef is cut with a sword, and he cuts the sword with the second sword. Yeah, there's just lots of little dishes.
So not Spanish, but okay.
They've turned it into more like European dim sum. You can't tell me that in the corporate future they're not gonna convert the way that tapas works into something like this.
Oh, it's dinner and a show.
Yeah. Only if the sword was on fire. I'm sorry it wasn't Spanish enough for you.
I just
You're like, I have a very narrow view of tapas. It exists within a continuum. The continuum is preset.
I just know that the continent tends to look down on South America.
Wow.
Just waiting to hear about tapas.
So
I'm sorry I ruined this tapas restaurant for you.
So especially in, cyberpunk world with, all the... Anyway, we're here to talk about Drummer, so...
It's like the prog metal of restaurants.
I assume that Pascal looks down upon any of the actual Brazilian steak meat, and he goes instead for the Spanish soy meat.
Oh, like, if Pascal just got paid, so he's like, eating everything.
He's like, this is not authentic to the experience.
So Pascal says to the group, I just had a very interesting meeting. I was approached by Canadian Health and Human Services. They offered me everything I could possibly want to turn in Coltan bones.
What'd you
But
tell
not
them?
me. Apparently, they didn't want to pay me.
I mean, you realize that their money is worth 30% less.
It wasn't money. They offered to bankrupt my brother.
You realize their bankruptcies are 30% less bankrupt.
I think what we're getting at here is we're not interested in screwing you over, but we are interested in trying to do is whatever is sitting behind you, getting it off your back, if we can.
You're going to have to illuminate something I don't understand.
So what they told me is that they're operating in this country as a neutral third party because the US government is too inept to go after you themselves. but that once they have you, they're just going to turn you over to the feds.
I mean,
Okay, well,
didn't they not
my
imply
first
that?
question is, what did you do?
That's what my first question is. What did I do?
Well, they referred to medical malpractice, and I think that the exact wording was there needed to be the Canadians involved because the U.S. government couldn't legally torture you as a U.S. citizen. Was that something along the lines of what was said? I believe. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're outsourcing waterboarding now, apparently.
No, on this reminder that in this timeline, the U.S. government no longer is an all-powerful military machine.
Yeah, that's true.
They're a hulking crisp of what it once was. I'd also remind you that in this specific timeline that I've created, Will Wheaton is vice president, so that should tell you all you need to know about their level of effectiveness.
Named malpractice. I was in South America. That's how I got this. There's a bunch of people that were practicing malpractice in South America, government sanctioned malpractice, no less.
I mean, surely these are trumped up charges and you're in for something else. So what else could you think it might be? Not what they're saying, obviously. Did you piss someone off? Did you steal someone's girlfriend?
No, someone pissed me off. Back in my intern days, we were doing me and some students were working at a pharmacy. Got into some less than ideal shit. One of them did. And in order to protect them, or I guess for her to protect herself, they laid the blame on me. I took the fall for it. I thought I'd paid all my dues. And then I graduated with straight honors.
But why would they send the Canadians after you? That doesn't make any sense.
Someone doesn't feel honored.
What was her name? Josiah was her name. Someone run a.
Does the name Lance Hardwood mean anything to you?
It's a porn star?
I think I've seen some of his movies, actually.
Sex architect. Ted Mosby as Lance Hardwood.
Wait a minute. Can someone do a search for Lydia Josiah? See what you come up with.
Is that
Does anyone have library search?
I have library search.
I have 5 in library search.
Okay,
yeah.
you need to go to a data terminal and or use data term plugins to run this.
Because that's the person who nearly ruined my academic career.
I do have data terms.
I could download data if she's got a police record, but that's it.
Okay, you check your records. She does not have a police record.
Okay.
This will be my first roll for the session, so at least
Not illegal
let
to
me
be.
get.
It's not
Oh,
illegal
you're not
to
like
be-
Pascal over here, just simping the dice left and right.
Yeah.
Biscuit. It's not illegal to be a cold-hearted bitch.
So you're gonna have to leave this meeting to do this, right? Like you're gonna need to spend an hour on a computer.
No, I have data term, so
Oh, you have data term plugs?
yeah, I do.
Oh, yeah. Well, okay. Well, you're still gonna need to leave this meeting, but you'll be back in like 2 or 3 minutes. The time
Just
it
out of
takes you to
game.
go upstairs to find a data term to plug into and return.
Just out of game. AP, I assume you fleshed out some of what happened there? Because
Yes.
I haven't.
Yeah, don't worry.
Okay.
So Arthur Perkins, surprising literally no one. I will use all of my luck on this one.
Ooh, wow. Wow.
We have what?
All right,
20
I'm going to
minutes
set the
left?
difficulty to 15, but gradiate it. The better you do, the more information you get.
If I help, can I help him? Because
Do
I
you
also
have
have
data term
library
plugs?
search. I also have data term plugs and also have library search.
All right, you can help him, but in the process, the two of your minds will have to network into the same computer, and it's going to get real personal. Are you going to allow that, Wolfgang?
Bow chicka bow wow.
No.
Okay, yeah.
I wanna-
Wolfgang
Okay.
refuses your
Then I
help.
won't help him.
You
Well,
hover
well-
over him, and he's like, "Don't plug into the same computer as me."
Show me the frontal lobe where he touched you.
While this happens, am I totally necessary? Because I need to.
No,
Fine.
you're good. You're good.
Great. Thank you.
23.
All right, so you're going to get a couple of extra bits of information. Lydia Josiah is the daughter of the head of the Health and Human Services, federal government of the United States. Currently, she is working as a doctor at a prominent hospital, and it seems like she's going to be tapped to take her father's position one day within the current administration. Their family donates a lot of money. It's been working out pretty good for her. That said, there are a couple of flags that come up. Lydia Josiah is also the chief operations officer of Lawson Wellness.
What the fuck?
You also note that Lydia Josiah is interestingly related to Maxine Martini. They were a thing in several magazines back in the day.
Wait, is this the girl that Mash Nethers talked to?
Yes. Technically, Lydia actually works for the European Space Agency, and she is accepting a demotion to essentially run Lawson Wellness for real, while Robert Lawson acts as the friendly CEO face.
I love it that you managed to make one character like integral to everything.
And
And then I shit the bed by just being
and Maxine, isn't with us anymore.
That's correct, but don't worry. She said her name was Lydia, so I just tied it all together. Don't even get me started on Harlan Byrne. We had a whole scenario about Harlan Byrne involving Newton Maxwell. People like the GM prep session was basically 80% devoted to the Harlan Byrne's series of subquests. So Lydia is a pretty important person. She's more powerful than she seems. Under her guidance, the ESA company Lawson Wellness has turned from a sort of supplements. This is how you can burn more calories in your sleep. Selling you things that you attach to your stomach in order to vibrate to make your abs stronger. Into a cyberware development firm on the back end. Like, the stakeholders know it and people in the know it, but the public has no idea that most of the profits are now coming from legal, but militant cyberware development.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I'll yonder back down and tell everyone basically the 411. So what are we doing? Are we?
The idea that she works with Lawson Wellness triggers recognition immediately with you that your brother is involved somehow.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, now I'm super sus about the deal that I was offered.
I mean, I wouldn't take anything from them, to be honest with you, unless you get it like in some sort of written legislated form, approval by some big shot with a signature made out of gold. Because him saying one thing and you doing something for him is, well,
I'm an
his
asshole,
word against yours.
but I don't turn on my own.
That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is your implication that these two people are tied together is, I don't know, unfounded, maybe?
If the head of human services in the US has hired human services in Canada, and human services in Canada is telling me that they're going to kick out the head of human services in the US's company, yeah, no, I don't buy it. Even if this was a nobody that I was turning in, I wouldn't buy it.
All right. Well, I mean, this isn't really our decision, so.
I mean, it literally is Pascal's decision.
Right.
It's his Sophie's choice.
Yeah, no, this would smell fishy if it wasn't my own team that I was turning in. But now knowing all of this, yeah, this is Colton, how do you want me to play this? I'm happy to tell them this isn't my line of work and I couldn't find you unless you have reason that you want to draw Lydia out, in which case we can go down that road too. But
From what it sounds like, they're just trying to get rid of me because I'm the last connection that could show everyone their dirty laundry.
Look, there are much more elegant ways of doing all of this, gentlemen.
I mean, espionage expert, what's your opinion?
Well, I mean, the thing that keeps people from doing things, a Cold War, essentially. Basically, you have knowledge, but they're doing everything in their power to hunt you down, right? What if you go a little harder and you find something about other people that are assisting her? Who does she roll with? Like, let's say, what happens if we find allegations that the hospital is doing stuff?
I'm going to be honest. I thought she was dead. Or I had not heard from her since she nearly took everything from me. I may have sent her some harsh words.
Well, what I'm saying is if you want her off your back, instead of going the route that everyone seems to think is the only option, why don't we try something a little more underhanded and put her in a position where she has to leave you alone?
I'm all for it, but I don't know anything about her.
Can I suggest then, in the short term, we actually have Pascal take the job? Because if he knocks them back, they just get someone else to try and find you. Whereas if Pascal takes it and extends it out, that gives us time to find out who this is and deal with it.
The more information, the better, because I honestly don't know anything. I haven't seen her for, when was that? 4 years ago? 5 years ago?
Well, she works at Loss and Wellness, and she's basically the VP secretary there.
I knew I didn't like them for some reason, including the reason where they...
So one of the servers walking by hears you say Loss and Wellness, and she says, Loss and Wellness, I love those guys. I get my daily multivitamin from them, and I get my vitamin D supplement, my zinc supplement.
They also clean your ears?
You guys need any water?
Can I make a quick diagnose roll here?
For what?
Because Colton is of the belief that none of their pills work. They're all placebo.
I mean...
Like, if this person is like, they help me do this, and I feel so much better here. And
I mean, they're talking about really basic vitamins.
Spoiler alert, most multivitamins don't work anyway. It's just expensive weed that comes out of you, pretty much.
Yep.
Yeah. But like, if I could diagnose and be like...
A, B, and K are the only things to stick with you.
Yeah. If I could diagnose and be like, her bones are thinning. That's why she's standing so weird.
No. No such thing exists.
Okay.
So... we're okay. Can you give us a bit of privacy, please?
Of course.
Thank you.
But
Jesus Christ.
like honestly, I look up at her and it's like, I'm sorry, you know what building you work in, right?
Yeah.
And you're eavesdropping on your customers?
Drop. You understand? She just rolls her eyes and walks away. Like, it's called
You
service.
know you work for Fiero Industries, right?
That's not what it's called.
Or well, I can't remember Dante's cover company.
The company that
US.
he's working out of right now is called Purgatory Unlimited.
Fiero
You
Rocher.
know
it's
you
a,
work
it's a
for-
confection company.
Purgatory, right?
By the time you said that, she's already walked away. She has no idea who you are, by the way. You want
Alright,
to
so-
speak to her manager?
You're
No,
gonna
I'm not.
carry
I'm
on?
not being Karen. I'm just, fucking
So-
with her. But she's now on Pascal's radar.
Understood. I'm gonna have to make a portfolio for her.
So here's what I suggest that we do.
Bishop's gonna
Um,
put two in the back of her head tonight.
Wow, that is completely unreasonable.
Wait.
That's right. One would do it.
Wait. You have a voice changer, right, Pascal?
Yes.
This is the same lady that was asking after MASH for something. We could misdirect her.
You don't know that.
Didn't MASH say that?
No, Mash never mentioned it.
Never mind. Out of game knowledge.
Never mentioned.
Said nothing.
There was one time he talked to her, and then he completely
Oh,
forgot
no.
who she was.
Oh
Damn
no,
it.
no. Drumurboy was in the car with Mash when Mash was
Yeah,
on the
but
phone
Mash's
with
calls are all internal, remember?
her.
Because if I did know about that, we could totally send Lydia after MASH instead of me.
So
If
here's
only.
what I suggest that we do, gentlemen. It's a simple case. One of us will, not you or you, but I guess this leaves this up to myself and Bishop. We simply instate ourselves at Loss and Wellness, and we see what we can find. That's pretty much the. That's pretty much the.
feel
story.
like I'm probably known to Law and Wellness at this point in time, having
Why? What have you done?
I've pulled Pascal's fat of the bacon once. Bacon out of the fat,
Oh.
sorry.
We cut to a flashback of you executing several Loss and Wellness members.
Okay.
It's only
well,
5 of their bodyguards.
That's interesting. Normally, this sort of work is done in a team. Otherwise, it's literally just one person
I
trying.
mean,
not
just to be
screw up.
just to be clear, he was kidnapped one night, and I freed him, and then subsequently the whole team, including your predecessor, went to help extract somebody that was important to Pascal from his brother's forces. So I wouldn't be implying this is some sort of lone wolf act.
Mhm. No,
Yeah,
I'm
unfortunately,
saying.
Wolfgang, I think you're the only one that Lawson doesn't know.
Well, I mean, for what it's worth, I don't think it's worthwhile kicking a beehive, especially one as big as a company that can go across countries. It's never a good thing.
On a
But what you can do is you can find other ways to cripple their company from the inside out. Use it against them. Tell them to leave you the fuck alone, and you won't remove them from the stock exchange. It's very simple stuff.
On a side note, by the way, as well, we also found out this morning that I'm being hunted by a series of progressively harder Arasaka cyber assassins.
Holy fucking Jesus.
We kind of buried the lead there.
So it sounds to me like it
I
doesn't.
honestly thought working with Fiero would be like a way to help me, but it seems like everyone else had that impression as well. What did you do to piss off Arasaka, if you don't mind me asking?
Well, it's my family's Arasaka, and it's
Your Arasaka. And here I was inviting you into my home. Oh,
my
Jesus.
my family's Arasaka. I'm no longer of that persuasion.
Wolfgang, I don't think you realize that Fiero put you on the burner team. Us.
I'm always on the burner team. That's part of what makes my job the way that it is. If people could own up to the fact that they had someone who could sneak into another corporate office and find information about illicit trading, then why? There's no way they would have that on a list. That's silly. Don't be ridiculous.
So why are you
Jobs that
surprised
get shit done are the ones that are always.
So then why are you
the ones
surprised that
unaccountable.
you're on a burner team?
I'm not surprised I'm on a burner team. What I'm surprised of is how much baggage everyone seems to have with the biggest conglomerates around the world.
To be fair, I did not know about her.
Okay.
I thought that was done with.
I mean, let's be honest. Every edge runner in Cyberpunk 2020 has baggage with the biggest megacorps around the world. That's actually pretty normal.
So
I mean, look,
loss and wellness, I
problem's
think.
only. Go ahead.
Loss and wellness is something that we can deal with, right? You're potentially a very small fish. We can get some very interesting documents. The other thing that we could potentially do is let them know that you're alive, but actually trade the information that you do know with some sort of dead drop, right? Very simple stuff. We can set that up pretty much overnight. Wouldn't be too hard to do.
The problem is I don't know any information. Like I said, I just learned that she's still.
Then why did they want you dead? I don't understand
know
what you mean. But you did something.
Well, we've never heard they wanted him dead, do we?
That's
They
well,
want
that's
they want to
correct.
give me to the feds.
They did not explicitly say they wanted him dead.
They want to give me to the feds. I don't particularly know why.
Okay, but you said something about the lady, Lucidia, or whatever her name is, that's going to.
Well,
You did
it
That was a
says
something
in
to her
character.
in
That was
the
a
past?
character. That was a character in that
the
comic
graphic
book we
novel
read.
that your husband has. Yeah.
Is that her name?
Lydia. Her name is Lydia.
Lydia.
My problem's only going to come up 5 minutes at a time. So let's just focus on sorting out Colton's issues right now until Fiero needs us for something. We'll see what we can learn about this woman and this organization.
So I haven't,
Better plan.
out of character, I haven't fleshed out this backstory at all. So I'm assuming AP has, and I'm not privy to
That's correct.
anything.
Yep.
Any of that information.
You've
so-
given me a general of what happened with the incident, and I've done what she's done since then.
Yeah.
You were in a drug haze at the time. Pretty hard to remember.
Yeah.
No, I didn't do anything wrong.
you
I took
asked.
the fall for her because
Yeah,
she put
exactly.
it all on
But
me.
what has
what
happened
was the
since then,
fall?
you have no knowledge of.
Yeah.
Okay, well, tell us about what you took the fall for. Tell us that.
Bishop, at this moment, you get a courier from an independent company. They're asking you to come to the security desk by the elevator to receive your package.
No worries. Long, thin package?
It is a cylinder.
Yeah, okay, no worries.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Okay. There's all I know. She gave the wrong prescription to a high profile client. They either died or almost died. I was the manager at the time, so she put it on me.
You accepted this? Or she
There's
put it
nothing
on
I
you
could
without
do.
Your knowledge. But
I didn't know-
Were you a willing participant in this?
No, I didn't know until lawyers were
Okay.
going down our boss's throats.
Do you have any actual evidence of this happening as outside of your word?
No, I think they burned all the paperwork.
Okay, well that's next to useless then. We're gonna have to find
Right?
something that can stick.
That's what I thought it was. I thought it was next to useless, dodged a bullet, took a slap on the wrist, and lived with the rest of my life.
Well, I mean, if she's going into politics or anything like that, any sort of skeleton in the closet will do damage to someone like that her opponents can use. So loose ends being tied up, it's pretty standard stuff. But what we should do is try and look at finding other ways to dismantle her image
mean,
that you can use as a trading chip.
There might be information left over, but you said you don't want to kick a hornet's nest, and I don't want to go to a prof at Ultraversity.
Arasaka
and ask
is a
them to-
hornet's nest.
I don't want to.
Loss and Wellness isn't local offshoot of Loss and Wellness. Not so bad.
No, that's not what I'm worried about. I don't want to go to Ultraversity and ask them to dig up old documents that they want buried forever.
Well, you don't have to do that. Someone else can do that.
All right, someone else can do that because I ain't touching them.
Bishop,
What
The
would you
only person
prefer?
I respect on Earth works for Ultraversity. I'm not touching that.
Bishop, your package is as expected. A single white arrow with a ribbon tied to it. The ribbon has a little microfilm in it that you could read with a microfilm reader.
Would image enhancement work in cyber
Oh
eyes?
yeah, sure, I'll buy that. Yeah.
Yeah. Hold it up and
It's
pass the eye.
offering. It's an offer to have a duel with you at midnight on April 17th. Longbow versus longbow, 2 different buildings. You can stay on top of Dante Fierro's 55th floor. Hack will choose a nearby building, and the 2 of you will fire arrows at each other until one of you is dead.
All right.
You have 2 weeks to
Sorry.
accept, and if you haven't accepted by that time,
I mean, how do you accept? Does it just turn up on the night or what?
it probably has like a return courier service you can send
Do
a
they-
letter to.
Do they know Dante Fierro's building?
Yes, I mean they just couriered the
Is that a-
arrow.
This is a pretty easy answer, James. Someone with a sniper rifle sits on a building somewhere and just watches. Like,
I mean,
that's a
I-
pretty easy answer.
Yeah, I'll send back an acceptance anyway.
Okay, like the courier is just like, oh, cool, thanks, dude. All right, I'm in back to. Hey, is that tapas? As the elevator door closes.
How does everyone want to get our food? Like, what's going on with that? All right.
Oh, by the
so-
way, I made that piece of bologna say hello world. Thought you guys would like to know.
Bishop, that's what you hear as you return to the party. People are looking at you because you're openly carrying a white arrow.
I'll put it back in the tube.
Alright,
Okay,
so
you're
this is
carrying
the
a tube now.
assassin then? This is the
Any-
assassin, Bishop?
Yeah, yes. Yeah.
And you guys seen
The archer.
the
That's one of 2 archers.
Freddie W video of the assassins?
No.
It's Key and Peele were in that video. I'll send it in the Discord. later.
Oh yeah, where he's like, well, I'm actually you.
What if you had a sniper on your sniper? What if you had a drone on the sniper on the sniper?
I'm a gun. Yeah, seen it.
What? You turned into a gun for a second.
That can't be true. You're wrong.
You were at my daughter's wedding.
All right, so let's reconvene here real quick. You said you know a guy who has information about what went down? Colton?
What? Sorry.
You said you knew a guy at Ultraversity who has information about what happened to you?
I know a guy at Ultraversity, and Ultraversity would have maybe some record of the lawsuit.
So
But I
it's-
but I
well, I mean,
guarantee
if
they
it's-
won't want to.
if it's a lawsuit, did it go through courts?
I think they settled out of court.
That sounds
But
right.
there was Okay. Is there a record of it
Yes.
being brought before a judge?
Yep.
Then that will be available publicly in the LexisNexis.
Correct.
So
I'm sure it's publicly available and not completely buried by whatever psycho political
can I
person this
try and do
person-
a library search, see if I can dig this shit up? Arthur Perkins.
Yes. Let's say yes. You leave your tapas restaurant once again.
Plug in. 17.
It takes a little bit longer than normal. It takes almost a full minute. You do find a record of the case being brought before a judge, but then it was settled privately. Mr. Coltan Bonez settled with the law firm of Paradin, Hardin, and Wellman.
But there is actual like precedence of a case being settled, and it
Correct.
does describe what.
I mean,
was
it
in
describes
the
the
case file.
malfeasance of one Coltan
Okay.
Bones and that he would be let go of his position without further penalty or judgment in light of his willingness to cooperate and admit to his mistakes.
Does it detail the mistakes and that was happened in precedent?
No, it doesn't. And the reason it doesn't is because it's protected medical information.
Does it state any other doctors or consultants or anything
Yes,
like that inside of the
Dr.
case?
Lydia Josiah.
And no other witnesses other than her?
Witnesses. Yes, there were many witnesses called before the case settlement. Dozens of experts, all for the prosecution. Yeah,
Okay,
for
yeah,
Lydia.
Was there any
Lydia is still another character.
Was there any lawyers in favor of Coltan Bonez?
Colton, did you have any lawyers?
They probably gave me, like, the Ultraversity probably had one just to protect their reputation.
Yeah, okay, he had a student lawyer.
No, but their thing was to protect their reputation,
Yes,
not mine.
yeah, okay. So he had like somebody from a retainer. There's a picture of him. He's got like a comb over and like a old briefcase with a coffee stain on it. He looks kind of like he was rushing between meetings. For some reason, I'm thinking of like a young Toby Ziegler from West Wing.
Okay, but there's people here that we can look into, right?
Or
Yeah.
the monorail guy from The Simpsons.
Monorail, say it. Monorail, say it.
What's that game? Lionel Huxley?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll bring all this stuff with me, plop it down on the table, and go. No, it's not buried, but pleading guilty doesn't help anyone here. So I don't know what they want from you. This is a settled case.
It wasn't pleading guilty. It was.
I mean, you settled. You said.
I
you
mean,
admitted
settling is
guilt.
not pleading guilty in any way. I mean, he didn't go to jail forever for medical malpractice.
So what's the problem then? I don't understand. Do you want a mediator to talk to this woman?
No, I prefer her never
Wait,
talk to me
hold
again.
on. I just want to look at the situation. Glimo comes back. Pascal comes back and is like, someone wants to torture you in Canada. And Wolfgang is like, look, this is a settled situation. Do we need to like talk to her or something?
Well, I mean, the reason
I think you're on two different levels here.
the reason why he's being tortured is completely unclear to me
Okay.
and to him apparently.
Yeah.
And I'm
Yeah.
trying to work out what this is.
Exactly.
I would prefer she never spoke to me again.
I mean, she wouldn't be speaking to you.
I would prefer
This
I'd
is how
never hear her
Coltan
name
solves his
again.
problem. He gets a restraining order against that bitch. Now all of her plans have fallen through.
Listen, this
Okay,
is
well-
Cyberpunk. I can cancel them from reality.
So
He
here are the
sends
two
his
options.
piece of
then.
baloney after them.
Hello, world.
Here's the two options left as they stand then. Right? If you do absolutely nothing, government goons will hunt you down for whatever reason until they grow tired or the money runs out. That's option one. Option two is you chase her down and work out what the fuck is going on. Since
Wait,
this is a settled case,
did
and
Pascal
there should be
mention?
no malpractice.
Do I have the ability to figure out why the hell they're looking after
The
him
missing piece is
beyond what
yeah.
Sir
There,
Mountiness told me?
How
There-
would you... His mountiness? Okay.
You
How
know,
would you think that you could do that? What skills do you have that you could apply towards the situation?
is this something that Street Deal could tell me?
No.
Okay, then
This
never
is a-
mind.
This is a straightforward legal proceeding.
can I make
Then I got nothing.
can I make a pharmaceuticals roll or something to remember what she gave to whoever it was?
Yes.
Sweet.
Did the dude die?
We don't
Yes. Let's say yes.
know. Yeah. Well, they wouldn't have told me that.
Correct.
But
let's say when you go to investigate it, you find out that the patient did in fact die. Not for several years, but it was complications from the
Yeah.
dosage. Yeah,
18, I dug my luck into it
you
as well.
you recognize the drug, and it's two drugs with a similar name. But not only did she give the wrong drug, it was the wrong dosage. It was like 100 times higher than it was supposed to. It basically completely shredded his, not just his liver and his kidneys in a way, like they could be replaced, but also his nervous system began breaking down over like 5 years until he couldn't feel anything and he couldn't connect with cyberware. So at some point, his cybernetic replacements just shut down and he died.
And like, I know the drug and I know what.
Yeah, I can't make up a fake drug name for you right now, but assume that it was like a highly experimental treatment back in the day.
Yeah.
He was given 100 times the dose.
Yeah, but
necessary.
this is to like explain to them, like, I remember the drug, if she gave him the dosage that we were giving him for the other thing, it would cause these symptoms. Basically making him completely useless. His organs are being chewed up, nerves being chewed up, not able to connect to cyberware.
Okay. Well, I mean, we still need to clear your name, though. That's the problem here. You won't be able to do any sort of work, legitimate work, with a massive warrant over your head like that.
He said that warrant for like forever.
Like literally 3 years.
Literally. Yeah.
I don't understand. How does he have a warrant if this was settled out of court?
Well, they still want him. Like, Lydia still wants him personally, and now she's going after him more directly.
I don't understand, but this was settled by the U.S. government in
Correct.
court.
Lydia wants him.
No, it was settled between the government and Ultraversity.
Yes.
As far as she might still want me dead for some reason.
I mean,
that doesn't
for
explain
one
why
thing, you
they-
can tell the truth of the matter.
So this is going to be really hard for you to accept it, but think about it being a dark future where politics is absolutely super corrupt and she is the daughter of someone really important in the federal government and has a beef with a guy.
Wow, Glimo. Wow, you just slayed it out there. Yes. He's a loose end that needs to be tied up, and she wants him.
Well, I was, gentlemen, in case you were wondering, trying to solve the situation without finding where she sleeps and putting a cyanide pill in her ice cream, right? I wasn't, that's not the type of person that this character is. So
you certainly don't have to do that.
no.
What you have
he
said
was
so far
attempting-
sounds very reasonable to me. Find some way to essentially blackmail her to take the pressure off.
Yeah, but if you guys aren't into that, just let me know.
I don't know that anyone said that they aren't into that.
Wait, if they're after me now, and I don't have any proof of what she did, maybe they found proof. They're afraid I'll find it and screw everything up.
I mean, the proof is probably now that that guy's dead and they did an autopsy to some description.
No, but there has to be more proof, like actual hard copy something. Because why would they be after me now if they didn't find something that can incriminate their entire cabal, and I'm the only one holding it up?
Well, I mean, these are questions that only you really can answer at this point, I suppose.
I would love to answer them. I can't. I don't know
12
any of the
episodes
pieces.
later, he's staring into his cybernetic arm and he goes, I finally have the answers I was looking for, but it cost me everything.
Yeah. And like the thing pans back and it's only like a head, shoulders, and a cyber arm. No, but like the pieces of the puzzle that happened between the case getting settled and apparently this afternoon, I have no knowledge of.
So let's be clear here. No one has decided on what to do, but it sounds like more investigation into this is necessary, right? We're all on the same page there?
Unless we're just going to kill her, then yeah.
Okay, well,
That wouldn't help
I think
you, though.
Wolfgang just basically told you that outright killing her is not in the cards for him.
I think
Pascal does it in the
when I
middle
say
of the
that though,
night.
I'm gonna look at Pascal because that's how we solved his problems.
That's how you've solved every problem.
But no,
And
we
every
didn't
problem
kill her.
we've had has been Pascal so far.
We didn't kill the person that mattered in my life. We just killed the goon.
That's true. But we also killed the 52nd Street gang.
Well, if you killed your father, you'd probably blow up. So.
Well, I don't consider him the problem. My brother's the problem.
Speaking
true.
of that,
That's true.
there's a little piece in the new Destiny season about someone being attached to someone, and if they go too far, they blow up.
That's so Raven.
Yeah, it's so Raven.
We're in like a weird ending place, but it does feel like an ending place.
Yeah,
You
because
guys
like the
need to-
next part would be like an actual digging dirt up mission.
Yeah, and Dante will probably have a job for you in a couple of days just to interrupt your busy lives. Yeah, the next game will be in 2 weeks, probably, I think.
Oh man, we'll forget everything by then.
Write it down.
There's this Google Doc I've been trying to keep up to date.
I appreciate that.
I used to do that.
I did a really bad job this episode, but I'll fill it in tomorrow.
Wow. All right.
I used to do it the morning after D&D. Fill out
There
the
you
stuff
guys
that I
go.
remembered.
Since your experience, everybody gets 3 IP.
Right.
You said that library search was the first roll that you made, Dave, but actually that was a lie. Our experts reveal that you rolled wardrobe and style first before anybody else this session.
Hey, I rolled wardrobe and style as well.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did.
Did you?
I did not.
Yeah, remember? Yeah, because I remember
Maybe
I was
I
asking about
assigned
what
it
the
to the
bonus...
wrong person.
Yeah.
All right, you're
Yeah,
actually
I did
right.
not.
I assigned it to the wrong person. Give yourself 1 experience point, Bishop, in wardrobe and style. I gave it to the wrong person.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
You didn't give me a handgun.
Yeah, I didn't really count that as a real roll.
Okay.
You rolled it without prompting to prove that you could shoot a gun. You weren't using it in any sort of situation.
Arthur, I spend all of my money and I constantly shoot my gun.
I guess
This
you
I
gun
will
hit
roll
200
fires.
Roman style with a crit.
This gun costs $10,000 to fire for 1 minute.
Wait, do I not
I will
get-
make 10,000 rolls, Arthur. It's full auto.
So Arthur, you actually did tell me you were giving me an extra for wardrobe and style because I critted it.
Yeah, that's why you got 2 experience instead of 1.
Oh, okay.
Everybody else got 1.
Okay. Great.
You guys were
So-
just going to a dinner party. It's not like you have to impress anybody.
I don't get Cybertech for
No, you don't,
rolls?
because you're
Okay.
using your chip. If you rolled it without without using the chip, you would have got experience.
I just need to make an edit on my notes from
Yep.
last session then.
So you don't learn anything because all you're doing is moving in the exact way prescribed by the chip. You have
Yeah.
no idea what you're actually doing.
Cool.
It's very robust. Like imagine you do it. You could literally look away and your hand would do the thing
Yes.
that it needs to do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I will also, maybe the ending line is I'll tell the team that Voodoo prototype was not a prototype, it was a production model.
That's a good thing to remind everybody of.
Nice.
And there's
What?
potentially
Certainly, Marcus will be going off to buy himself an archery skill chip and a bow.
Fires-
Always going all in, apparently.
That's it. Yeah.
get yourself a chest loaded web gun. It's like
Yeah.
So
Because
do
web
you
guns can
want
go
me to
hundreds
hang
of
out on a
feet.
building? Hang out on a building somewhere with a flak sniper rifle and just snipe a motherfucker? 'Cause I can do that if you want.
No, look, I mean, I think
Wolfgang, I'm not going to solve problems with violence. Wolfgang, 5 minutes later. Sniper time, baby.
The difference between a conglomerate versus a single assassin.
Yeah.
Wonder which one is more better served with violence.
Why don't you tell us? Your outro, Dave.
Hi, I'm Mr. Violence. You might know me from other things, such as I roll dice to kill people, and check out these D6s. I have so many of them. Why can't I hold all these D6s?
Yeah, man. I mean, you just got to be like me with my huge sack.
wow.
Yeah.
I was a big sack.
Yeah, sometimes I have trouble handling it.
You're not supposed to
I'm one of those.
stream there.
I know. But
I'm one of those
I break the
idiots that
rules.
bought. I'm one of those idiots that bought gemstone dice. So I have like gemstone dice.
It's invisible.
Oh, it's green. It's chroma green. Let me get the other stack. The other sack.
Unbelievable.
But yeah, if you want,
Jade Falcon dice in hand.
if you wanna know about my stuff, I'm real tired. But you can go follow my Twitter at Kinky Fridays,
At realtired.com.
at real tired, at I need sleep, at blah 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 blah. But yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. I got lots of shit going on. December's coming up. We got the Thanksgiving.
You're saying winter is coming?
Winter sale is coming.
Winter sale is coming. Okay.
The Thanksgiving, is that what it is? I
Yeah,
don't know if I
American
can-
Thanksgiving's
American.
1 week.
There's another sale for that and all that stuff, and yeah, man, it never ends. It's just a never-ending thing.
A circle of life, you would say?
I wouldn't really say that. I mean, it's pretty much just like a constant need to validate your video games on the internet so that people continue to buy them.
I feel like that, but with YouTube videos. I
Except,
saw James's original comment on my YouTube either yesterday or the day before that. It was like 5 paragraphs long, and I'm like, no one writes me love letters like this anymore. James doesn't comment on my videos. Instead, he hits me with those sharp comments at the beginning of a session.
you know, actually, now that you mention it, my Night City video has been getting a surprisingly large number of like comments on it recently. I think it's because
less
of all
comments
this.
now.
People getting ready for Cyberpunk Red and searching out Cyberpunk
Yeah.
2020 actual place.
Ooh, wow. All right, you just
Yeah.
Warhammer 40k'd me. All right. James is contemptuous of me now. I gotta update my Facebook profile.
That's actually Shakespeare, to be precise, but yeah.
You can't tell me that doesn't sound like a Warhammer 40k quote of the day. I liked it better in the original Klingon. Drumurboy, what do you got?
Just shaking my head, man. That's all I'm doing. I'm stuck in at sample editing hell.
Shakespeare.
Stuck in sample editing hell, and then playing Destiny new content and Genshin between when I get bored of Destiny.
Yeah, you gotta make those grandpa smooch.
I don't know what you're talking about, man.
I don't know either.
I have not seen the extra content the youth apparently been diving into. Yeah, that's about it. Oh, newest piece of music, Rime of the Frost Maiden D&D stuff over on my Spotify if you'd like to hear some of that. Also, no progress yet on the blog I'm gonna write about Spotify and Pretzel and Twitch soundtracks and all this artist perspective bullshit behind the scenes.
Okay. Grimdarkjames.
Yes, I'm Grimdarkjames.
Yeah.
Come back here on Saturday and don't watch the show because it won't be on.
I was gonna say I'm not gonna be here.
Yeah.
This is my last stream.
That's right. Yeah, I'll be back here. I guess Saturday week will be the next game. Then yes.
That sounds right.
Yeah, for Rogue Trader. Otherwise, back for Cyberpunk in 2 weeks' time. Hence. Otherwise, I'll be trying out computer games and getting the shit to them and putting them away forever for the next couple of weeks.
Buy Like a Dragon. Have fun with that. That's a good game. You'll like it.
Okay, no worries. Well,
What
Kisses my heart. It's a
what
good
systems
game.
did you get, James?
sorry.
Did you get both
What?
systems?
Which
Xbox Series X?
No,
and PS5?
I've only got an Xbox so far. I have not got a PS5 yet.
Okay, because Miles Morales is very good.
Yeah, it looks good actually. I got to say, like, to be honest, the 2 games I played so far on the Series X, being Valhalla and Watch Dogs, I don't feel have been made to optimize the new console technology. I think they were both made.
Valhalla? Oh my god! If that's your first next generation game, holy fuck!
Well, it came out the same day as the console did. So what am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's I'll see how I go. I mean, obviously, Cyberpunk will be coming out sometime next month, presumably, reportedly.
No, well,
December 10th.
you can hope and pray for that, but
Yeah.
Hey, they've spent millions on fucking marketing again. There's no way
I
they
bought it for my PC, though, not for the console.
that's
so.
what they did last time, I would assume. But Yeah.
I don't like playing first-person games with thumbsticks. So
I'm with you. I'm with you.
yeah, that's it. I'm waiting for my Oculus to arrive, which it still hasn't shipped yet. So
Nice.
that's me. Find me in Arthur's Discord. I'll be rude to you too.
Yay.
It's just the Australian sharp tongue, you know.
That's it. Yep.
Speaking parcel tongue now. Glimo, what do you got?
Not much. I'll be back in 2 weeks for more Cyberpunk. At some point we'll be probably filming more Solaris Nights. And other than that, I had fun tonight. Find me in Arthur's Discord, and maybe one day we'll play some Sea of Thieves again. That's all I got.
Still editing that Sea of Thieves video. We really shouldn't play more Sea of Thieves until I get it done.
I might.
Oh,
Some
screw
friends of
that.
mine also play Sea of Thieves, and they're trying to get me into it. So I might buy Game Pass and try it out.
You should absolutely try it out. It's fun. I mean, it's not like
Well, it's just like it seems like another.
life changing, but
It seems like
fun.
another kind of like party style grinding game, and I only have room for a couple of those in my life.
Just careful what
You don't actually have to grind because you like there's
There's not a lot of progression in the game.
there's not a lot of progression. Like there is there's a bunch of there's a bunch of storyline stuff, and to get to some of the extra storyline stuff you have to grind a little bit, but I mean other than that there's really no. The progression is almost entirely visual.
Nice.
As opposed to gameplay.
Whenever I pull
careful
the
what you
trigger,
grapple.
whenever I do pull the
Watch out for exploding
whenever
barrels.
I do pull the trigger on Game Pass, then I'll probably give it a shot.
Oh god, I forgot that. That was so good though. It's so funny.
Look, for me, nothing's going to beat your stream moment, Arthur, when you were a bit drunk and you cut open the hull of a ship while it was still pressurized in Shipbreaker.
Oh yeah, moments beforehand, I was like, guys, why does the laser beam sound so weird? Wait, is the atmosphere on? Oh,
you know,
Delta
that's
P.
my
Arthur,
outro. So
Delta P.
other than that, come back next week. Watch AP on Extra Life. If you've got some spare money, please donate to the cause. Donation link is in the Discord, and
Yep, we're raising money for
help
the kids
support.
to make miracles happen.
Absolutely.
I will be playing a generic goblin boss, and your donations will allow me to summon monsters to serve me.
And to get questionable magic items, according to the page.
That's true.
Every $200 is a new questionable magic item.
But I don't actually need questionable magic items. I am really good at personnel management.
Have you seen his sack?
Hey now. I feel like we're out with that.
Yeah, we're out. Have a good night, guys.
I'm dying. Bye bye.